It would be a big mistake for Maduro to use force against innocent civilians.
Would the U.S. intervene militarily here?
Yeah. All options remain on the table.
All options have been on the table now for 2 years.
Well, Venezuela is in crisis. They're in crisis because their country, their economy, is in a hyperinflation that is of historic records in the world. They are poverty-stricken. They are dealing with a socialist government, an oppressive socialist government, a corrupt, oppressive socialist government that has steered its country into the straits it is in now. The opposition, which is supported by about 50 countries throughout the world, is trying to oust Maduro and has been so far unsuccessful at that. We have some very hawkish people in the Trump administration, mainly our Vice President Pence.
In my first trip to South America, President Trump had already made it clear that we reserved all options.
Our Secretary of State Pompeo.
The United States is determined to keep every option on the table to restore that democracy.
And National Security Advisor John Bolton.
As I've said, all options remain on the table.
Who have really been pushing for intervention in this conflict. We need to help the people there get the economy back on track, but any military intervention by the United States would be folly. You would see the same thing as you had seen in places like Iraq, for example, and Libya. Our intervention, our presence there is already suspect. I don't think that John Bolton or Mike Pence or Mike Pompeo actually realize how much traction that Maduro is getting by their saber rattling for intervention. He is emboldened by this American menace that is calling for regime change. So for every person that's out there on the street fighting for the opposition, for change in his country, he gets to turn to these guys in Washington and say, they're coming to get you. The specter of America intervening in South American and Central American politics is so keenly felt down there. They don't forget what happened in the 80s. They don't forget our interventionist policies. So I feel that we are only emboldening Maduro at this point. President Trump has appointed Elliott Abrams, who is a neoconservative of the First Order, who was involved in our incursions in Nicaragua and El Salvador in the 80s. So there's already bad blood for U.S. intervention in the region. And there's no reason why we can't be mindful of what's going on in our hemisphere and encouraging democracy there and encouraging reforms and a better government without sending in U.S. troops and aid.